always, to all of my schools, know one pathway that's tried and true, because I'm known for turning in at the right time at the exact minute. Well, today I had extra time because I was coming from another meeting, and I thought I want to try another way in. Plus, I wanted to see the cemetery and look there at it and everything, and I got turned around. And so I was lost for a little while, but so many nice people. I stopped and they said, "Hi, Miss Peek, let me help you get." So then I got back on my tried and true path and made it in today. So if your neighbor says I've been by your house, I probably have. But it was nice, and it was a historical journey. With all of the information that's been coming out and things, what I find is in most things I deal with, 99.9% of getting things working, or when there are problems, is communication. So when I became very aware that there was an issue with what was happening here. I called Mr. Womack and I asked if we could get a meeting together, because the intent of the school system is to make sure that everything that's being impacted with the replacement of this old pipeline is taken care of, and that what we do is restore anything that has been disturbed, and anything that we can improve to add to the historic baseball field and the history of the school. So that's what I wanted to come and tell you. I want to give you a little background information. When you move into a superintendency, sometimes you inherit things, and then you leave a legacy too. But the work that is taking place here was actually work that was approved in 1951. September the 18th, 1951 was the date of the agreement for the easement for the pipeline, this pipeline, to be laid. In the agreement, what it calls for is a renewal by the grantee. That's the pipeline company, or if it has changed names and hands, they assume that role, and every 30 years this renews with the pipeline company paying the original $310, which was the original agreement on that. So this agreement renewed in '81, and then renewed again in 2011, and then it renews again in 2011, then that carries it to 2041. This is not a new pipeline. If it had been a new pipeline, then certainly there would have been a lot of communication, a lot of discussion. This is simply a replacement of the 1951 pipeline that was laid, and with improvements in that there are two safety valves being put in. In 1951, that must have been a very good year. I think I was a year old then, so I'm telling my age. But in those days, environmental issues and concerns were not at the forefront. I don't think that my predecessors had any intent of not being cognizant of the neighborhood or what was happening, but they did enter into this long-term renewable agreement. So that's where we are with what's taking place. Now, there's been some discussion about money and those kind of things. As I said, it renewed in 2011, but when the pipeline company got ready to replace this section of pipe, they have made a $20,000 donation to the school for school programs and academics. That may be computers, it may be any kind of software that needs to support instruction, to provide intervention, anything that impacts that. They also have given the school system $30,000